We have talked an awful lot about becoming a trusted advisor, whether you work for the CEO or someone on the leadership team and you're just a rung or two below. Talk about being a really good second in command, a good lieutenant, someone who shows up with ownership, someone who makes your boss's life easier. You're that go-to person, and it's a sure way to get yourself promoted. We also talk about leading on the team. Like if you're on the leadership team, the people who are your peers are the relationships there are important. How do you make sure they're win-win? How do you make sure that co-opetition is a win-win for everybody, and that when you do get promoted, those people support you? Another thing to think about in your relationships is your reputation. Let's say you're not on the senior leadership team, you're a rung or two below, and you're absolute, firecracker of a human being. Like you are that high achiever who has come up through the ranks really fast. My guess, you're like a lot of my clients, you're a bit intimidating. You get shit done, right? And you get shit done well, and you look good doing it. And sometimes, I hate to say it, there will be people who are above you, who aren't your direct boss, who are a little intimidated by you, or maybe, often you take care of your direct line up and down. Maybe you even take care of your peers. But when you go outside your organization, you're a little bit of a bull in a china closet to get shit done, right? So what you want to make sure is that your reputation around the organization is sterling. You want people, you always say you want people who will defend you when you're not in the room. You want people who will talk highly about you in the meetings that you're not in. I have a client right now who's ripe for promotion. He really does. He's going to be on that senior leadership team very soon. The problem is he is the brightest bulb in the place. He outworks everybody. He gets amazing results. He's super good looking, super charismatic, and has been super intimidating. He has since worked on creating that much more accessibility and much more warmth in his relationships, because that's his natural state. He just wasn't bringing it to work. He's bringing that get shit done to work, and now he's bringing his natural charm, his natural warmth, and his natural support of other people to the organization. What I told him was that when people are thinking about bringing you into that inner circle, when people are thinking about bringing you up into their trusted inner circle, they want to make sure you have their back. They want to make sure that even if you outshine them, you're not going to step on them. I wish people weren't intimidated by really talented and motivated people, but it's just the case. Different personality types don't get along as well, and we need all those personality types. I'm not saying we don't need all those personality types, but if you're that high achiever who's moved up through the ranks, you want to check all the people, because everybody has a say in your promotion. Everybody has a say in how you are supported in your career trajectory. So make sure that when things are going to shit, you're not a bull in a china closet. You're still supportive. You're still respectful to everybody. If someone else is drowning, make sure you're throwing lifeboats. People will remember that for the rest of your life. And think, there's a lot going on in a lot of companies right now where there's uncertainty, where there are layoffs, where there are change in strategy, and people are on edge. If you're known as the person who people can rely on to be even keeled, to be supportive, to, if you have bandwidth, that lend your support, lend your expertise, you're more likely to get where you want to go. So remember, your reputation speaks for you more than anything else. What also have a client who we were talking about, one of his bosses. He doesn't really have a good direct relationship with this person. Make sure that you are keeping track of your reputation with everybody in the organization, and your career trajectory will go more smoothly. Hope this helps. Love you a ton. Have a great rest of the day.